Redback Racing TV is proud to present round 2 of the 2015 Australian Grand Prix Series here at the wonderful Brands Hatch track. Brett O'Brien and Scotty Connors with you today. Looking forward to an interesting race after all the dramas from round 1 at Montreal, where Daniel Benefit was the eventual winner. Scotty, expecting some great things here. Brands Hatch, wonderful traditional Grand Prix circuit. What are your thoughts?
Well, we definitely lived up to the expectations of last round of Montreal with an exciting last couple laps with that late call in the safety car. Lovely Brands Hatch circuit today. Last Grand Prix held around here in the Formula 1 was 1986, so it's nice to have some Formula 1 action back around at Brands Hatch, because they don't obviously run there here in real life anymore.
Thinking, Scotty, you might not have been born then, but I actually kind of remember that race show age. The weather today is wonderful temperature, actually 27 degrees for the track temperature, cloudy as we would expect over in the UK. Not much of a wind really to talk about, just at 3 kilometres, so a fantastic track as you were saying here. Different format today for qualifying. If you could just talk us through that, that'll be awesome.
So Q1 is just ending now, so we are running exactly like Formula 1 right in real life with the Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q1 is ending now, so the top 20 drivers will advance into Q2, and that session will go for 15 minutes.
Okay, so there's going to be some cars who have dropped out of this qualifying session and won't be allowed to run Q2 and Q3. So the cars from 20th up, they continue through.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so in that we've had a couple of cars in the drop. Stephen Downs with a 7.23, Darren Lassou with a 5.8, Paul Lonergan and Nathan Grouden, who didn't really set a time for the Green Horse Racing, so those guys haven't been able to. And also Cotton Sutty, weren't able to complete a lap there, so those guys missed out. And just scraping through was Craig Jones, Brett Hender and AJ Bear. That position's 18, 19, 20, so this is a 10-minute or 15-minute session now?
15 minutes, and then another 10 drivers will be will advance. The top 10 will advance.
So really, it should be an exciting. Oh, someone's actually had a crash on the way out. That Brett Hender, I think it was one of them. Actually, Marty Carroll, I'm not sure, has actually dumped it on the way out there. So 15-minute qualifying here, new format, and it's to be congratulated. Who was that? That Jack Baker it was there who jobbed it for the Crazy Dogs Kawasaki team in that green livery car. So yeah, 15 minutes of qualifying around here. 9 turns here at the beautiful circuit here at Brands Hatch. 3.7 kilometres. A lot of tradition behind this track, as you said, Scotty. Last race, official race here was 1986. But before that, some wonderful memories. I'm not sure, I wouldn't expect many to remember of Jack Brabham actually having a famous victory here. Oh, I'm going to call it back in 1966. No, I wasn't born, but I can remember seeing most of it. So, yeah, some wonderful heritage here. Obviously, the guys have moved to Silverstone now, but Brands Hatch, a lot of tradition, still heavily used in the British Touring Car Championship. So, it's a very heavily used track still, and good fast-flowing corners, one that's actually suited quite well to these cars.
I'm just watching a few of these guys, and it seems like it's very sketchy on cold tyres. I've seen a lot of guys come out of the pit sideways and almost looping it around, and even some, as you said, looping it around. So it's going to be interesting, maybe, if that's the case, if it's a bit sketchy on cold tyres. I think this car's a bit sketchy, even when the tyres are fully up to temperature. But it'll be interesting, maybe that's a sign of things to come in the race. Maybe the first lap could be a bit sketchy until the tyres are up to pressure and temperature.
Yeah, we have to thank Alex Simpson of the Apex Racing Academy. He provides these setups. So I think the benefit of this series is it's a fixed setup series. And the setups he provides are good quality setups. So they're not just throwing at you a baseline. He actually does a little bit of work towards these to make the drivability of these cars the best that he can make it, considering the work that he has to do elsewhere. So, you know, whoever does the job here today, yeah, they might have had a bit of luck on their side, whether it be safety cars or not, but generally the better driver will come out on top, and that really is what we're trying to achieve here today.
And that's another big thing, viewers, that from our last round at At Montreal, I couldn't remember then. We've actually got series backing by Apex Academy. Very thankful that they have came on board and decided to support the series, which is big shot in the arm for us that run the series, especially Matt. And also Fnatic, we got a little program with them. So if you use a link, you a little bit of your money comes back directly into the series to support the series.
Yeah, make sure we continue to plug those sponsors. So yeah, and the prize from Apex Racing. Now, am I right in saying it's you will race for their professional team, or they will try and get you a leg into race professionally, or something similar to thereof?
Yes, you get a platinum. The championship winner of the series will get a platinum membership in the Apex Racing Academy, which is access to all their World Championship setups. And also they will push you to try and to your best to try and get into the Pro iRacing Pro Championship with the Formula 1 cars.
Now, just having a look here. Sorry. Now the qualifying is for 15 minutes here, so I'm only going to have a guess and say that Matty Wilkins is got his stopwatch going as we speak. But how does he know who's going to be the top 10 after this? Or does your time from Q1 go through to Q2 and into Q3? Like, for example, now Ben Smith has the fastest lap time from Q1, but if he doesn't set a time in Q2, how is that known about?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm thinking... I was just looking at Aaron C. Lee's time, and he did a 1:09, and that was early on. So, and he made it out of Q1. So I'm not 100% sure on that part.
Because the only reason I asked is Ben Smith's got the current number 1 plate for pole in Q1, but he's just about to set his first. He's on his first flying lap now because his last 2 outlaps, and I think he's made a mistake there. He's probably had an off track there. So if he doesn't get a time set in, I'm wondering how they can judge that. So we'll just have to ask perhaps about that. It's 1 qualification session broken into 3. Yeah, but how do we know? Yeah, and thank you for that. How do we know what times go through? So it's something that would be interesting if we can get our hands on that. But as we said, this is really a, Ben's lost it again. Tell you what, the ERA team are going to be spending a lot of money on spare wings this week coming up for Ben Smith's car. He's really done some severe damage to it. Yeah, just have to have a look at that. But this is really a warm-up series for bigger and better things next year, and the popularity of the series grows and grows. And it's the same with the Smack series run on Thursday nights. So I can't imagine the organisers that expected the Smack series to be as popular as it is. So these are open wheelers are really taking off here in the Australian iRacing community. And Smith's lost it again, so that would be the 5th time in Q2 that he's lost this car.
I've just got clarification. I went and had a quick little chat, rush chat with Matty just then. So your best time will count towards each session. So say if, as Benjamin has set one in Q1, that will count unless he does not improve. That will count for his Q3 time.
Okay, so he doesn't really need to make any improvement. Okay, so
unless Daniel pips him, and then he'll go out and try and beat him, so forth.
Okay, yep. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. So there's not really a heck of a lot of pressure on the guys who are in the top 5 right now, for example. More the pressure might be on the guys outside that top 5.
And just go back to the sponsorship deal with Apex Racing. Once the championship winner, the Apex Racing are looking forward, looking to do an Apex Racing Australian team, with the Apex Racing Academy. sponsoring us. All drivers are welcome to sign up to the academy and get a little helping hand if they consistently drive the F1. Very good team there. They drive. I think they mostly drive only the F1, and they got a lot of fast guys, including Alex Simpson, who is a pro driver. The first and second runner-up of the AGPS Championship will receive gold status in the academy, which includes free access to the AVEX Academy for 12 months and given all their liveries. So they're given full backing in a run for a pro license with an offer to join the Apex Racing Australian team. So that gives them full access to all the pro setups and everything else like that. So that's a big backing for the championship winner of this series.
Yeah, I don't think you want to sell them short. They don't just do F1s. Apex Racing Academy actually won this year's official Indy 500. Cam Stuck come from third place on the last lap, overtook the multiple champion of the Indy 500 and also another car, I can't remember off the top of my head now. So Cam Stark, representing the Apex Racing League, had a win this year, and they also do some work with the GT3s as well, and now the GT1s, so there's plenty of depth there at that team. Now, yeah, as a race manager of ERA, I look at guys like Ben Smith and Marcelo Rivera, that if they are successful, can they join that racing academy? Yes, they can. But that doesn't mean they need to change team. They can still run the ERA livery or STC livery or what do they want to call it, One Performance livery or Redback Racing livery. They can do that as well. But the assistance is there, and that's really the strong point of what they can get.
I'm just watching. There are a few people crashing at the moment, which it's involving some other people. I think Anthony Mansarella had a little bit of a spin there and collected. I think that was I'm not sure. I cannot see the paint scan.
What we have
I think it's
had
Stephen Down. Sorry.
Yeah, what we have had in the meantime in this second session is that Daniel Benefield's now gone to the top with a 1 minute .542. He's now the 2/100ths of a seconds in front of Ben Smith, and like you said, there's some almighty crashes going on there. David Pegler, was it? No, who was that? A massive crash there before, missed that. But yeah, so Daniel Benefield in the Apex Racing car has gone to top. This is our winner from the Montreal round, Scotty Newton, with the also our Apex Racing Academy driver who's actually leading the Sim Racers Asia GT1 Championship at the moment with a 1 minute .820, and Ben Smith has then gone top again. So at the moment with Smith and Benefield out in the track, and Benefield's coming across the strike now. Any improvement to his time? No, there's not. That's pretty much looks like it's an outlap. So on his fast lap now. So Smith going back on the top now with a .420. So 8/10 up on, sorry, 8/100ths now up on Daniel Benefield. So these two slugging it out for what is going to be provisional pole.
Just looking at that lap by Ben Smith there, and that's the fastest time we've seen around here all week. In pre-qualifying time, the fastest time set by Scott Newton, the Apex Racing Academy Williams. He did a 1 minute flat .449, and Ben has just eclipsed that. So it's the fastest time we've seen all week. So it'll be interesting because Scott he set the fastest time behind Daniel, in front of Daniel in the pre-qualifying times. And at the moment, Scotty's only done a 1 minute .8. So it'll be interesting to see where he can pull a lap out here before Q2 ends, and then we head into Q3.
Well, an improvement again by Benefield. It's now taken over. So a 387, he must be running spot on fuel there, because as soon as he's crossed the line there, he's stopped. So now, what's that, 33/100ths of a second difference between Benefield and Smith. So these two now, as you said, they're half a second up on Scotty Newton. So Newton down on pace. Smith, I know, hasn't done a lot of running this week due to personal commitments. So it's good to see him getting some track time now. But Benefield and Smith really slugging it out. And Newton does make an improvement, in fact, to a 5.25. So that's a good gain. It's a 3/10 gain there. Dean O'Brien for the One Performance Racing team with a 9.19. Aaron Lee, he's with Redback Racing with a 9.58. So Just the 39 100ths there between O'Brien and Lee. And I forgot to mention Jake Blackall has snuck into 6th place there with a 1:01.445. So that's a great time. He'll be happy with that. Dylan Shepherd, Andrew Gaines, Marty Carroll for STC Motorsports got himself into the top 10 with 9th position. Jack Baker has also slipped in. He's 8 1,000ths up on Anthony Manzarella. Warren Pickering is 12th. Brett Wilson 13th. Steve Jansen in 14th. Dave Pegler in 15th. No one else really looking like they're going to damage that top 10 at the moment. So just the 1 minute to go of this Q2 session.
The top 5 is actually really close between Daniel, Ben, Scott, Dean and Aaron. Not all covered by a lot at all, really. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone can push it to the absolute limit in Q3 and see. Oh, and does he see Andrew Gaines go around and tap the wall there, coming out of. I can't remember the corner. Sorry.
Yeah, Jack Baker's also made an improvement. He's up to 7th now, so from 10th to 7th of the 101.788. So Jack Baker's got himself in the top 10. He'll be happy with that because his pace was down in probably at Montreal, I think, from what he was expecting. So a good effort from him. AJ Bear has got himself locked into that top 10, I would think, with a 029. No other laps will count. So the cars missing out will be Carroll, Manzarella, Pickering, Wilson, Jansen, Pegler, Watts, Goodman, Hender, and Craig Jones will round out your top 20.
So now here we effectively go into a top 10 shootout with the top 10. Who made an improvement there? Warren Pickering has moved up into 10th place.
Well,
so Warren now makes the top Q3. AJ is knocked out.
Yeah, well, I was confident that Matty had said that there was no more times, and Warren kept on going. So obviously Matty's let that happen, and he might have already been across the strike. But yeah, Warren does get him into there. So AJ Bear is the one who misses out now, and that's just the 5/100. So Q3 is up and away. The battle here, obviously, between Benefield Smith and Newton, I would think, would be your best chances at the top 3. But with this shorter qualifying, the guys might really go.
Ben Smith, he's out and away already. First car out behind Daniel Benefield. So the top 2 are really out there pushing, trying to get nice, clean track in front of them before everyone else come out.
Yeah, but just to say, I'll stay on board here with Ben Smith, and we'll follow him around at the moment. It's just on his outlap, but I think the key is here, from what I can see, is that the guys aren't mucking around on their outlap at all here. They're getting on it, trying to get this tyre temperature up. So Ben Smith now, as he comes around Sterling's Bend into Clearways, through the Clark curve now, just on this straight, the Brabham straight here, not sure whether they want to accuse us of a straight, it's not much of a straight line here. Turn 1 into Paddock Hill, Ben taking that wide edge, and he's lost it early. So as he tried to go down Harwood's Hill, he's lost it. So that time's not going to be anywhere at all. So a lot of cars still in pit lane. Just try and jump aboard Scotty Newton here. Now Scotty was 3rd at the end of the Q2 session. So I think he's on a flying lap here. Pretty sure that he is. So again, through Sterling's Bend, round through past Clearways. Clark Curve is the last turn, turn 9. Hard on the gas here, down the Brabham Straight, having a look for his time, seeing if there's any improvement. 106.898, no it is not. Paddock Hill Bend. Down Harwood's Hill here, a little bit wide there as he comes into Druids. This is turn 2 here. Just lost that little bit back there at the end there, just probably under brakes and on the power too early. There'll be no time there for Scotty Newton, just as he tried to get on the power there, but just lost that back end.
Daniel Benefield's first lap, sorry, it's in a 1 minute 5.27, and looks like most guys are only just doing the one flying lap. Daniel there has just completed his lap and just pulled over and exited the car, so looks like most cars are just doing the one flying lap.
Yeah, just having a look at Aaron Lee at the moment. So 5th position for Aaron at the moment. This is a guy who has shown some pace throughout the week, from my understanding. And yeah, Redback Racing, good team behind him. Bernie, we would know that as our director for the day. So again, you know, I don't think he set a time for this session yet. So a lot of important drive here to get out of Clark Curve, get that power down early, and really this sets the rest of your lap up.
Well, Aaron, he was only a 10th off the fastest pre-qualifying time set by Scott Newton, which was a 1:04. So he's a little bit off the pace at the moment in qualifying. So hopefully we know he's got it in him. So it'll be interesting to see where he puts the Redback Racing Formula 1.
Yeah, really attacks that Graham Hill bend there, just coming into Surtees. Tough little double apex lefty here. I know it catches quite a few cars out, but geez, he's got a good run here down Pilgrim's drop. So just listening to the engine of that Williams FW31, really good exit. I think he's got a pretty good lap going here through the Westfield bend and the Dingle Dell, not Dingle Bell, Dingle Dell, through the Sheen curve, just probably dropping the 3rd gear there around Sterling's bend, hard on it. Oh, he's lost it again.
He's off, so that it looked like a really clean lap until then. So it's a shame for Aaron there. It would have been interesting to see where that lap would have put him.
Yeah, so on board with Ben Smith now, as we can see there, down in the 2nd place so far behind Benefield. Really, just in the initial half of this lap, wide again. Really having to push the extra degree here, and obviously no time going to count here. We've also lost Jack Baker, just trying to see what Daniel Benefield does, whether there's been an improvement. No, there has not.
He's on a lap right now, so it'll be interesting to see where. Listen, he's run wide. He's not the exact same as Ben Smith and spun. So they're pushing out there by the looks of it. A lot of them are just running that a little bit wide, just pushing it that a little bit more, and mistakes are starting to show. So they're definitely on the edge.
Yeah, well they are, and yeah, I guess the benefit of this type of format is that they've already got a time set. And I think Scotty Newton there has just touched the grass on the exit there. Was it outlap? So okay, yep. Well we're on board now for his quick lap, and just the braking here to Druid, such late braking. Got to be so careful, feathering the accelerator. That's 2 out of 2 there for Scotty Newton that we've seen there. So anyone's going to finish lap. Just give us somebody to finish a lap.
See Aaron Lee, I don't know if he's on a lap or not, but he's coming to the line right now, and I believe that was an outlap. So. We'll see if we can ride on with Aaron Lee for this lap. Not as late on the brakes as Scotty Newton then. Been watching Scotty, he's been driving in pretty deep, so we'll continue on here. I couldn't think of the coordinator.
Yeah, I just think they're struggling. Their rear tyres just don't seem like they got the temperature at the moment. I'm just looking at Aaron, and just seems to have a bit of a problem with some mild oversteer at the moment, so trying to get that tech temperature up. And the catch here with the F1s, they're so beneficial. We've actually lost Anthony Mancherella as well. Looks like he's had a disconnect.
And ran wide. So again, we cannot get a lap on board with anyone at the moment.
Dean O'Brien, with a name like that, he won't let you down. So he's just about to start his fast lap. This is his 40th lap of this session so far, not the Q3 session, but since he's been in server. So, you know, the One Performance Racing team, they've got a strong enough teams here with himself and Dylan Shepherd. You can expect some good things from these guys. Looks very much like the this year's Martini Williams livery, just that little subtle differences to it. But hopefully Dean O'Brien will get a lap in. What's he at the moment? A 1:09.19, so very competitive there in 4th place. Fair bit of a gap, 4 tenths back from Scotty Newton in 3rd, but plenty of opportunity here to make that little gain should he be have that ability. And no doubt as every lap goes by, he's just getting quicker and quicker.
Again, Dan O'Brien did a 1:07 in pre-qualifying, which put him 4th, so he's got a little bit, a few tenths to him, so it'll be interesting to see as he comes out of Clark Curve and onto round wide. Okay. I must say I really like the skin that the One Performance Racing guys have it on. Nice little reference to the Martini livery from the Williams in real life, as you said there, Brenton, and a few of their sponsors on it. So it looks really clean and sharp. So I'll give that little good. I can't get words out. I'm sorry.
That's all right, mate. Benefield looks like he has made an improvement, very slight, subtle improvement, of 339 now. Ben Smith on a quick one, but gee, you wouldn't back your house on these guys finishing a lap at the moment. It doesn't look that quick from Smith. I think he's probably backed out of it a little bit. I think he has. So having a look at Benefield, yeah, 1 minute 339. Which is an improvement from his 387. So really just setting that bar just that little bit higher as Smith goes around turn 9 there at Clark Curve. I'm not expecting this to be given a lap. No, it's not. So on the fast lap again. So trying to chase down Daniel Benefield. A really good exit there through Paddock Hill Bend. Drew is just going to keep running that tight line early on the power there. That was a really good exit there. Again through Graham Hill Bend, through Cooper's Straight here. As we said, with Surtees Bend here, named after Graham Surtees, I would imagine, has got that little double apex. A really good run down Pilgrim's Drop here. This is where you can maintain your bend. You go through Hawthorns here at turn 5, and you can carry this momentum through the Derek Minter Straight in through the Westfield Bend. Carrying it here, Dingle Dell. Up to the Sheen Curve, we know at turn 7. This looks like a pretty good lap. He seems to have tackled it. Sterling's Bend dropping down early on the power. That actually looked like a really good turnout there. And as I said, through Clearways here into Clark Curve. On the power, this should be a good lap. Expecting a fairly decent time. Hugging the left there. A 1 minute 5:38 is not an improvement, but a good lap and certainly his best for this session.
And there's only, I think, about 30 seconds remaining in the session, so that'll be it for Ben Smith. So a few drivers on the last lap at the moment. Looks like Dan O'Brien's parked it up in the pits. Same with Dylan Shepherd, Andrew Gaines.
Well, Scotty Newton just did a 5.83 and is backing up with another quick lap, so not sure how the tyres will last there, but he's got some time to waste, so you might as well put a quick lap in. And a 5.83 is not far off of his best lap of a 5.25. So interesting to see if his tyres can last for 2 laps. Expected that they probably will. But just hopefully those temperatures will be right up to pace for him.
So Scotty Newton is the only one at the moment. This is his last lap out of it. He's the only one out on track at the moment. He's the only one that can tip Daniel Benefield off pole.
Well, what could happen here is he exits the Clark's Curve. He's got a good time here. You can see him hugging there. 5.83 is an improvement. There is to a 5.54, but it's not as good as his previous 5.25. So round 2 for the Australian Grand Prix Series, brought to you by Redback Racing TV and also Apex Racing League. Qualifying is done. Scotty, by all means, go through the grid for us.
Okay, so we got Daniel Benefield on the pole with a 1 minute .339. Ben Smith, P2 there for the Evolution Racing Australia F Williams F1, 1 minute .420. Scotty Newton in the Apex Racing Academy Williams F1 did a 1 minute 525. Dan O'Brien in the One Performance Racing Williams F1, 1 minute .919. Aaron C. Lee in the Redback Racing car, 1 minute .958. Jake Blackhall in the Evolution Racing Australia, 1 minute 1.4. Dylan Shepherd, 1 minute 1.715. Jack Baker seems to be privateer, a 1 minute 1.7. Andrew Gaines in the quick beds. G&T Racing Williams F1 did a 1 minute 1.968. Warren Pickering has just left the server. That seems like he's having a bit of problems at the moment. He's joining back in now. Did a 1 minute 1.972. Set rounds up your top 10. Now we move into AJ Bear in the 11th position with a 1 minute 2.029. Marty Carroll in the STC Motorsports Williams F1 with a 1 minute 2.076. Anthony Mansarella in the Evolution Racing Australia Williams F1 with a 1 minute 2.148. Brett Wilson, Redback Racing, Williams F1, 1 minute 2.308. Steve Jansen, with 1 minute 2.3.
So the top 15 there is some pretty good. There's some pretty good times there. Matty Wilkins. This is going to be difficult here for Matty, but like I said, it's as much a learning curve for the drivers here today as it is for the organisers, as it is for the hosts. So there's a little bit of patience is going to be needed on occasions. So Matty's had to progress this through to the race session, I would imagine. Yes, it is. So probably a lucky thing there for Ben Smith is that Scotty Newton and Benefield didn't take the 1-2 positions for the Apex Racing League cars. It would have made things very difficult. Not sure how Benny's going to go off the line here. Daniel has a lot of F1 experience. This is his pet car. There's no doubt about that. I'd say that Benny would beat him in every other car, but Benefield does spend most of his time in the F1. So I would expect Benefield to be getting away off the line cleanly. It's just a matter of how Smith can stay with him.
And same as Scotty Newton does a lot of work in the F1 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone else can get off the line. The cars are gridding up at the moment. It shouldn't be too long until the lights go out and the revs rise for round 2 of the Australian Grand Prix Series.
So Matty Wilkins just telling the world of just the basic rules. Marty Carroll, he's had a pretty big weekend for SDC Motorsports in 12th position. Have to give a bit of a shout out to him. He's got the V8 commitments tonight in the Premier Series. Last night was in the 6 hours of Watkins in the Road Warrior Series. However, that didn't go too well for the SDC team in the HBD car. So a lot of variation in the drivers is what they race. Like I said, there are some guys who specialise in the F1s. Warren Pickering has had a dropout, unfortunately. So this is a guy who was from 10th position, has had a hardware failure. So that's a vacant 10th position now. So it's really unlucky for Warren. I think he's in the Redback Racing car there, so unlucky for him. But revs are starting to build.
Yeah, it's a shame for Warren there. So I think we'll be revs should be rising any second now. And there, as the revs slowly rise, lights out, and away we go for round 2 of the Australian Grand Prix Series. The first initial launch by Ben Smith was actually pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of wheel spin changing the second gears. Had a really, really good exit there.
Ben Smith dives up the inside of Benefield. Will he take it here? Going into the third corner? He's going to try around the outside, and Daniel just shuts the door on him. It looks like Dean O'Brien up to P3 from that from the start of P4. So he's had a nice start and got Scotty Newton.
Yeah, his teammates Dylan Shepherd's also had a great start there. So Scotty Newton looked like he had a really good start off the line. Then got hung out to dry a bit at turn 2 at Druids. But yeah, as you said, Dean O'Brien from 4th on the grid. Didn't have to have a lot of competition. He had a really clean run, but geez, Benjamin Smith looking extremely racy here in lap 1 with Daniel Benefield. And after the amount of wheel spin that Smith got off the line, I thought there might be a drama for him. But this will be very interesting racing. It looks like it's a pretty clean start throughout the field. Haven't seen any dramas as yet. No, it actually looks like a really good start throughout the field. So that's a great job, boys. Although Craig Jones, has he dropped back? No, he has not. So, some cars may have started from pit lane, perhaps, because there's a couple of that dropped back a bit. But no, a really good opening lap by the boys.
Yeah, Brian's just watching, staying back in P3 at the moment, just watching Ben Smith and Daniel, maybe just waiting to pounce if one of them just make a mistake. Ben Smith looking very racy with Daniel Benefield. I'm sure Daniel had his eyes forward, trying to look in the mirror too much. Ben Smith not to get distracted, just put all his focus into what's ahead and getting everything right, getting down on the power, like especially his cars, a lot of torque and
Smith going off. So Smith just lost it there at turn 7 Sheen's curve, and that's actually got Dean O'Brien now up into second place for the One Performance Racing. So a mistake there by Smith, and that's certainly costly. He's gone from the 0.3 or 3/10 back, and he's dropped 1.3 seconds behind now. But what that's also done is put him behind Dean O'Brien. We know O'Brien's very racist. And again, Ben Smith just losing the back end a bit. Might be overdriving this car, I would imagine, at the moment. But interesting.
Oh, a bit of contact. Sorry, there, but there's a bit of contact back there going to turn 2. There were Brett Wilson and Steve Jansen. Looks like they got away with it. Just, I think there's a little bit of netcode involved, but that's opened the door to David Hegler. So, sorry, I'll let you go back to Dean O'Brien. Had an awesome race at the moment.
Also, Steve Downs has just lost at the turn 3 there for the EMU Racing team. Just looped it there at turn 3. Graham Hill band. Craig Jones has benefited from that. Not sure Jonesy had the best of starts, and Darren Lesueur has slowed down here. I'm just wondering whether he's trying to give that position back to Downs. Didn't see the incident, but it certainly looks like he's trying to readdress that. Now, we're just saying that there is opportunity for safety cars here. Certainly a lot more of an open track than what we had at Montreal. And I must admit, I think sometimes the safety car was fired out a little bit too soon on occasion. But who's had in the background? Had a big off. Who was that?
Scotty Newton. Scott Newton is off.
Yeah, and he's. I'd like to see what's happened now. I'll have a look at the replay there, and
it doesn't look like it's. I don't think he's got on the grass, but he got close to it. But I don't think it would have been enough to actually spin the car that much. But he's fallen back way. He's now effectively like third last.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time there, and even the wheel spin to try and get back onto the track.
Oh, we got a big crash. Anthony Manzarella, and who is that? Andrew Gaines, I believe. Both in the fence. I think that might have been 2 separate engines, actually. Yes, it has. Both just spinning by themselves. So, what it looked to be an incident between both of them, but actually no.
Yeah, well, Manzarella lost it there at Dingle Dell. And who else is that you're saying? Jack Baker's also had an off, so lots of drama here in the early laps. You would think that the tyre temperature is up to speed, and Baker actually having to pit because of this, so probably going to be some dramas here. Now, the information I've received is that if there's no safety cars, the teams will have to come in and take fuel. If there is a safety car, they should be able to get through the whole race, but tyres are the big thing here. Scotty Newton's going to be recovering now up into 14th position.
He just had a little spin there going to Druitt's there. Had a bit of a half spin. He gathered back up and lost the position back to Paul Longren.
And Jake Blackall's also made a successful move on Dylan Shepherd.
Got Jake Blackall in the wall.
Oh, because Dylan Shepherd's just put him there.
This could be a safety car here.
I'm thinking safety car here. Because Jake has Dylan's just run straight into the back of him.
I think Dylan could receive a bit of a penalty from the race stewards there. Just absolutely cleaned Jake Blackwell. A very lucky Marty Carroll to get through that. Also Aaron Seeley, and yes, caution.
The safety car. So,
I was just looking at that actually. As I just said, Martin Carroll got through. He actually didn't going the corner after. They've had Dylan Shepherd's just rejoined, and Marty Carroll's had nowhere to go but just clean up Dylan Shepherd. So Marty Carroll just been an innocent victim there, and I don't think he's got too much damage out of it. No, it doesn't look like it, but he escaped out with that. But now they're just going to catch up with the safety car, and but yeah, very interesting change of events there.
Interesting also here is, do you want to be on lap 6 of 42 coming across the strike to start lap 7 now under safety car conditions? Or I wouldn't think you'd take that pit. If you think you can make it home for fuel, there's no need to pit unless you want that extra bit of rubber. But I wouldn't think after 6-7 laps that you would need to do that. So be interested to see if anyone rolls the dice here. I would imagine if you're at the back of the field more, you would definitely make the most of this opportunity to get some new tyres on. But could you see Benefield, O'Brien, Smith and Lee coming through? Steve Jansen, we've got to give a bit of a shout out to him. This is a fantastic performance by Steve Jansen. Up into 5th position from 15th on the grid, if you don't mind. So, an awesome job there by Steve Jansen. So, hopefully, you know, this is really going to get him and his team's confidence up. I don't have his skin hasn't come through yet. But, no, it's an awesome job. Up 10 positions.
I think, another person's up 10 positions, Scotty Goodman in the Redback Racing car there. So Brett Wilson running 7th and 8th now. So we've had a little incident there with Dylan, Martin and Jake has opened the door for a few of these guys and actually moved them up quite a bit.
What it's also done is save Scotty Newton's tush a little bit there because he was way down. So this gets him up in the pack a lot more now. And he was in 13th position. Craig Jones has done reasonably well, worked himself up to 15th. But he looks like he's got some wing damage, perhaps, not sure. I'm trying to think who else at the back there. Anthony Mansorella, if he's on the lead lap. Yeah, so even though Anthony had that drama with the safety car here, he's actually got himself back onto the lead lap and into the top 20. Trying to think Jake Blackwell, whether he would be a lap down. Yes, he is. So unlucky for Jake there. And I'm trying to think, did Dylan Shepherd stay on the lead lap? Yeah, he did in 19th position.
You got to remember they also have a fast repair, so all the cars that were damaged in that look to be back out on track. Would see who's that going into the pits. That is Jack Baker. I don't know if no, he's got a bit of wing damage, so he'll be going in there. I don't know if he's taking his fast repair or not yet. So interesting. But what will be interesting, I'll be thinking on this restart that Dan O'Brien will want to get to Daniel and snap him up real quick at the start of this restart. You know, if Daniel doesn't get the best restarts, I think Daniel will be right up his gearbox, looking to make a move as the safety car lights it out, and it looks like we'll be going back to green this time by on lap 9.
Yeah, so Baker and Groudon there have made the most of the safety car, and they've come in just for some fresh rubber there. So down in 21st place now for Groudon. So really just Blackwell's the only car Watts is in the pits and out of the race, so Blackwell is that one lap down, and he'll be dirty about that. We'll hear all about that later on, you can be sure. So, but like you said, with the temperatures down of the tyres here, laps quite slow speed behind the safety car. I'll be interested to see what kind of action is after the lights go out and the safety car's away, and how much Ben Smith attacks Dean O'Brien.
So, because Daniel doesn't, as we saw back in Montreal in the first round, it seems to be like safety cars breeded more safety cars. So it'll be interesting to see if that follows again. Don't have long until we're back under green. So, as you said, the tyres will be a bit cool. So it'll take another couple laps of the to get up temperature. And like we've placed a new rule in for drivers leaving their tyres. As you would have saw a lot of that at Montreal. So that is now a breach of the rules, and now Daniel is in control of the field.
One thing I would ask is that the race control don't talk quite so much.
Yeah, it gets very confusing. When you hear two things at once and the way you're trying to talk. And as Daniel is coming around the last corner, I believe the safety car line is that white line, so he can go anywhere from now. So it'll be interesting to see when Daniel chooses to go. He's
He'll
gone
go
now.
as soon as that car's pointed in a straight direction.
And Dan O'Brien he might get it here.
Great run.
Oh, Daniel's gone too deep. Daniel's
gone.
Daniel's in the wind. Ben Smith through. RNC lead. Daniel's trying to. Daniel's going to lose. This is, as I said, cool tyres. It's gonna cause some havoc here. Daniel's gonna stick up the inside.
He's driving very aggressive.
Made. And RNC Lee is. I would say Aaron's got a bit of steering damage after that wheel contact. I'm gonna be surprised.
And Ben Smith's off as well. Benefield driving, you would almost say like a man out of control there. He's really taken RNC Lee for a stunt there. I'm not sure if they have a stop-go steering system.
Dean O'Brien has been the biggest winner out of all this. He's got about 2-second lead, and Daniel Benefield somehow, after all that, has come back to second. And Steve Jansen, sorry, is now actually on the podium in P3. This is just all kicked off.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
we've got Aaron C. Lee in the fence, and Scott Goodman in the fence. Oh, it's not good for Redback Racing. We could see another safety car here. I'm not sure where Aaron has gone. Aaron's back going.
Scotty Goodman's got himself going, but his day is done. That car's crabbing very
pits
badly.
As well. Don't know if they've taken their fast repair or not, so it'll be interesting if they have their fast repair, they get straight back out. But
what a fantastic start there by Dean O'Brien, like you said, and a great call there, Scotty. But gee, Daniel Benefield he lost the plot. I'll be honest with you, he just looked like he completely lost the plot there, and a lot of desperation to try and make some moves stick. And like I've said, I'm not sure if there's a drive-through penalty system or a points penalty system, but he drove straight into the side of Aaron Lee there, and I'm thinking that the race management will be having a look at that.
It'll be interesting. Matty and Matt Wilkins and Trent Thomas in the steward box for this round, so it'll be interesting. They'll be having a close eye. I'm sure one of them will be reviewing that incident. I'm glad I'm not in there. I'm usually in there every Thursday night for the Smack series, so I'm glad I'm not doing it. I'd be rather up here, to be honest. And Danny Benefield, it's close to the gap up to 5/10, and he's extremely lucky to not get any damage out of that extremely aggressive driving. So it'll be interesting to see what the race stewards do about that. Looks like Stephen Downs is stuck on the track somewhere. He's just came over the comms. Could be this will be another safety car.
Steve Downs.
Yeah, he's actually stuck in the guard of the Armco.
Buried it there. Really buried it.
That's a straight yellow flag.
Yeah, another yellow.
So it'll be interesting to see now if what that last restart brought us. I hate to see what the next one is going to bring us. That was just crazy.
Well, it was a very controlled start there by Dean O'Brien. A fantastic getaway, and just thinking maybe Daniel had a lot of wheel spin, but what that's also done there is I think Ben Smith got through. Yes, he did. Back into third place. So Smith again behind Benefield. Steve Jansen, what a fantastic job by this guy. 15th up into 4th. And Marty Carroll is now into 5th place. So Marty's strength before he moved to the V8s was in the F1. So he's certainly not going to be a slouch here in the STC Motorsports. AJ Bear from, where was he on the grid? 11th. So a lot of movers here. Scotty Newton recovering very well. So these two safety cars have certainly helped him out dramatically into 7th now. So you can imagine Scotty getting a good job done here on Bear shortly. Pegler also, mate, this guy's from 16th. Gaines, trying to think, Brady Henders from 19th to 11th. Paul Lonergan from 23rd to 14th. Groudon from 24th to 18th. So there's a lot of opportunities here for Jake Blackall gets a wave around. So he'll get his lap back, so he'll be ecstatic about that.
I've just went and had a little quick chat, get an update on what's happening with Daniel in the stewarding box, and he's not 100% safe in that position. They're currently under reviewing that last restart with them incidents.
So what kind of penalty do they give there, though? Is it a drive-through penalty?
It will be a drive-through.
Wow!
If there is a penalty, it will be a drive-through. I think they've got a few things to do before they get to that.
And you wouldn't be able to do the drive-through penalty whilst behind a safety car, no doubt.
It have to be under green flag conditions. So,
wow!
So this could be championship-changing stuff for Benefield here. If Benjamin Smith finishes higher than Benefield, this will be very close heading to the final round of Suzuka in a couple of weeks.
There's only 3 rounds. I thought there was 5.
No, there's only 3.
Okay.
And Benefield
hang
kicks
on.
the pits.
Okay,
Ben
so
Smith.
taking new tyres, I would imagine. So yeah, interesting strategy here. I'm not one that I think they need to do.
Yeah, it looks like I think Daniel might have just gone just to make sure he doesn't have any damage. but it looks like they're both taking tyres. So interesting stuff by them. So they both came out. This is going to put them back in a lot of traffic with us. A lot of guys that aren't as fast as both of them. So this could be another interesting race as we saw with Daniel driving like he did.
Yeah, and look who Benefield's now lining up behind.
Okay, just got sorry to butt in there. Clarification: Daniel Benefield will be getting a drive-through. He must wait until a full lap of green until he can serve it. So that is big. That is big for the championship.
So it's just a drive-through. It's not a stop-go. So Benefield wouldn't be aware of that yet.
No, he will be getting notified right about now. Getting PM'd by either Trent or Matthew. I've just got a bit of a poke from Trent Thomas in the stewarding box. So he's gonna have to do one full green flag lap. Once we get back to green flag racing, you have to do one lap, and then he has to come in and serve his drive-through penalty. So he just has to drive through the pits. But he's gonna put him way back, and I think he'll be regretting taking that pit stop now, because it's going to put him back further than what he would have been if he stayed in position 2. And Martin Carroll up to P3. So, and Steve Jansen, this is a tremendous drive by Steve from 15th in qualifying to 2nd.
Well, it's a fantastic. Steve Jansen in 2nd place now. Yeah, said Marty Carroll, AGPS. Scotty Newton's eyes will be lighting up here because I'm picking him to come through the field here. Gaines has done well. Your little mate for the quickbed.com entry, Dylan Shepherd, had some issues before. Surprised there hasn't been any penalties thrown that way, must admit. And then we've got Mansorella and Craig Jones. Jones to be wrapped with 11th place at the moment. Mansorella back in the top 10, which is fantastic considering he was in the wall earlier. A lot of pit stops really stirred things up. Really, really surprised that Smith took on extra tyres, but he might know the fuel numbers and a lot better than me, but they're on the restart.
So it'll be interesting, and there's been... Who is that? Dylan Shepherd has got an amazing start. He's gone from... What was that? I don't even know where he started, but from that to P4, that is... Wow. And Daniel's got to be careful here because he's back in the... Oh, there's going to be a big against Daniel Benefield. Oh, there's been contact between Daniel Benefield and Ben Smith. He's got to be careful here because he doesn't want to get another drive-through because that could just absolutely ruin his day. And Scotty Newton in the wall. He's getting noticed to exit the car. Could be another yellow. I'm not 100% sure. And we've got a car defense. Who is that?
Oh, there's
Brett
another big...
Hender.
No.
Oh, we got... Steve Jansen. Oh, no.
That's not good.
He is... Well, he's actually rolled... Looks like Anthony Mansorella and him. Daniel Benefield actually got involved in that too. So that's
what's happened there is that it looks like Jack Baker in front of them has just lost it a little bit, and
Craig
in reaction
around.
Oh, gee, it's a mess.
This is Daniel Benefield. I would say he'd be coming in to serve his drive-through. If not, he's serving, maybe fixing some damage because he hit Steve at a quite incredible speed then. So this is going to hamper him big time in the championship standings. He's serving his drive-throughs. He's now served his drive-through. Where has he came out? He's come out behind Stephen Down. So Daniel Benefield 21st position.
Yeah, there's and Darren in the suit in front of him has got some
Scotty
issues
Newton
as well.
up to P2. Scott Newton up to P2. Dean O'Brien has just skipped away with this now. So it'd be interesting to see if Scotty Newton can catch Dean O'Brien and maybe make a pass. We're up to lap 15. There's still a long way to go. 42 lap race we have today. It's time certain to 15 minutes if we have another safety car. So we'll see what the official gap is between Dean and Scott at the line.
So
it's 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, we've lost Jack Baker as well. He's left us, but yeah, 3.5 seconds from O'Brien, he hasn't put a foot out of place, has he? run such a clean race and an outstanding restart in our first restart, and now a recovering Scotty Newton. He would never have thought he'd be given this opportunity. Dylan Shepherd, whether these guys are more switched on about the restart, I don't know, but these guys are underway as soon as they cross that safety line. Marty Carroll into 4th place, Mansorella, and end up into 5th place. Ben Smith already with those new tyres has moved himself past Aaron Lee. So Smith into 6th place going through Mansorella. Oh!
It was scary times for you, Brenton. Seeing two Evolution Race Australia cars going side by side at a corner you wouldn't particularly want to pass there. And even Aaron, he got really extremely close to Ben there. So
no dramas at all letting the boys race. They know what they're doing. They're having a good time doing it. But Mansorella here's done a fantastic job. Aaron Lee has really got a fantastic drive off of the last turn there at Clark Curve. And going to be getting the job sticking here. Not many passing opportunities normally here. Best one here is obviously at Druids where they can go deep under brakes there. And also you've got Andrew Gaines there in the quick beds recovering as well up to 8. AJ Baird, 9th. Dave Pegler has done a fantastic job from 16th on the grid up into 10th. Paul Lonergan, another guy, fantastic job. 23rd if you don't mind, up to 11th. Brett Wilson, and recovering a Daniel Benefield is now into 13th. His last lap was a 107.311. So
Scott Newton, I was just sorry about him, but Scott Newton is absolutely flying out here. He caught Dino O'Brien by 8/10 that lap, and it looks like he's catching him again probably by that same amount. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes to the line. But he is absolutely flying. He's just set 2:02.4. Yep, the gap is now down to 2.3 seconds. So
another almost 4/10 gain there by Newton. Oh, again, good under brakes there by Scotty Newton. Dylan Shepherd, so the one performance team's running a 1-3 at the moment. You wouldn't have picked that at the start of the race. Marty Carroll certainly hanging on there, but Ben Smith a 1:02.616 with his last lap. And that's 3.5 seconds than Marty Carroll in front of him. So interesting to see how quickly he can get past Marty Carroll here as they go down Pilgrim's Drop.
And Martin's just
got out of the way there.
Yeah. And now he's on to Dylan, right on the back of Dylan's gearbox. And looks like they made a bit of contact there. Looks like there was a bit of net cone involved in there, but don't think it would have hampered any of them at all. But so what Ben needs to do is just get past Dylan Quicksmart and then push on to Scotty Newton, who is still chasing down Dean, the other one performance race car. The gap's down to 1.2 now. He's absolutely flying. He's under 2:02.3 of that previous lap compared to Dan O'Brien, 103.4. Ben Smith, he does a little bit of traffic and a little bit of contact back there with Dylan and Marty Carroll. It looks like Dylan's readdressing that, is he? No. I don't think Marty...
Well, watch it out for this. Yeah, you got Scotty Newton 1.2 down on Dean O'Brien. Ben Smith with the new tyres has taken himself from 9th position now up to 3rd. 12 seconds even behind our leaders. I think, have we lost Ben Smith? No, we haven't. Just had him drop out for a while. So he's got Craig Jones about to go a lap down in front of him. So keep your eye on the times of Ben Smith at the moment. Scotty Newton and Dean O'Brien with a 3.4. Scotty Newton with a 2.3. So we're going to keep an eye on a battle here for the lead. Actually put him on mind, Bernie, if we can, just going the cockpit view of Scotty Newton here. Just listen to the sound of the Toyota engine of the Williams F131. Deep under brakes here. Just continue that good drive. You don't have to hold the line tight there into turn 1 at Paddock Hill. Druids is such an important turn. You don't want to make the mistake of getting on the power too early here. And even around a corner such as this one here at Graham Hill, we're doing 160 k's an hour. This, like I said, a double apex here, just to the left, it seems to keep on going at Surtees. And listen to the sound of this Toyota as it goes down Pilgrim's Drop.
Dino Brown leading. Oh, sorry to butt in.
Yeah, heavily bought by Brett Hender and again.
Scotty Newton, he's got nowhere to go, or he had an opportunity there. So there's a lot of traffic coming into this now. That's just closed the gap even more. But these guys don't need to battle too much because they got to. Ben Smith is only 11 seconds behind. If they start battling for a couple laps, Ben Smith will be right up their gearbox. So it's very sketchy there. Sketchy moments there for Dean and Scott there. I think their heart rate would have gone up a bit.
The speed difference between themselves and Hender there, that last lap was 6 seconds different. And Brett can only do so much to get out of the way without ruining his race. So it might have come across as a bit clumsy, but Hender did. I honestly, I wouldn't be critical of Hender at all there. He's done the best he can. These two guys have just driven on. They haven't been unhindered too much. So, like you said though, Newton has really put in some pressure on here. Benefield has recovered a little bit up into 12th place now. His next target will be Brett Wilson. But Wilson's put in a very competitive time. But the battle up the front here between Newton and O'Brien, like I said, this is the main passing point here under brakes at Druids. And O'Brien just seems to be very strong there, doesn't he? And has a very good exit point there as well. So very strong in the main passing point. So Scotty Newton's going to have to find another way through.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit crossed over there, but they're both extremely late and good on the brakes going into Jules there. So it'll be interesting to see. As we got Steve, who's that? Steve Jansen up ahead. Yes, it is. So more lap traffic. So. Hopefully the lap traffic as they're still racing as well, so they can't just the leaders just can't expect them to just pull over for them because they've still got their own race going on. They're still racing for what they even though I think is that Steve a lap down, I'm not sure.
And I think Benjamin Smith's title's hopes are disappearing as each lap goes by. He's obviously made a mistake last lap of 21.5, has dropped him down to 8th position now 28 seconds off the lead, so he's lost.
He's pitted.
He's had another pit stop.
Yeah. He's had a. Wow, I've missed that. He's actually rolled it.
Okay.
He's rolled it and landed it back on all fours and kept on going. Drove it into the pits, got his free repair and back out. So, wow, that was he didn't actually lose that much time, but he backed it into the fence, did a bit of a. I don't even know how to say it, but yeah, he did a bit of a backflip and landed back on his all fours and kept on going, pushed on in the pits, and wow, that was a good recovery by Ben. If he'd done that again, I don't think he could have done that any better. I'd give that a 10 out of 10 for the landing.
Well, but he's still actually come out in front of Benefield. Now he's making a move. These guys seem to be forever recovering. And it's the guys like Dave O'Brien and Dean O'Brien, Marty Carroll, AJ Baird, Dave Pegler, these guys haven't made mistakes and they're just plugging away. Probably driving above themselves.
Scotty Newton's lost it. Oh no, he's hit the curb extremely hard, which has unsettled the car, and he saved it, but then he's overcorrected it into the gravel trap. So a lot of these top guys are just making silly little mistakes, and Dan O'Brien has he's been the outstanding. Same with Marty Carr. Marty Carr's now up to P2. So these guys, you wouldn't have called it at the start of the race to say Dion O'Brien and Martin Carroll be 1-2. They have not put a foot wrong or actually. I've probably just put the commentator's curse on both of them, which I hope I haven't. But they're just driving extremely well. This is a really top race for both of them, so they've still got a long way to go. I think just gone over the halfway mark of the race. So if that was the first half, this second half is going to be absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Mansarella up into 5th place now as well, so after his dramas he'd be stoked with that. But yeah, like you said, Dean O'Brien, and we keep talking, he hasn't made a mistake. Marty Carroll hasn't made a mistake, and so far the benefits are, and Scotty Newton's actually having to pit as a result of that, so thinking that there must be some kind of damage, and we saw the mistakes Scotty made in the early days at Graham Hill Bend, so the Apex Racing League team here have had a bit of a nightmare so far this race. So just ties for Newton.
And Daniel, he's not lapping overly that quickly like he was early in the race. Like, he looks to be in clear air, but he just does not have the pace that he did early in the race. I've just seen he's got more wing damage. So a long way. Oh, that's right. That was from the Steve Jensen. Daniel, he's going to struggle to actually he might even go a lap down by Dean O'Brien if he continues at this pace. He's Dean O'Brien is not that far behind him, so this is championships changing stuff here. So this is just all kicked off. Not the best of days by the Apex Racing Academy guys.
Yeah, well, O'Brien with a 2.8 last lap, and they said Daniel Benefit was 6.3. So yeah, there is certainly if there's no safety car intervention, there is certainly some danger here.
Fastest on the track right now is Ben Smith. Last up was a 1 minute 2.135. He just tried to make a pass on Scotty Newton there, but put the door shut on him. But AJ Bear goes a little bit wide, so it's opened the door for both Scotty Newton and Ben Smith. I think he just did the smart thing and let them two go. And as he's probably seen throughout the race, they've both made mistakes as they've been pushing hard. This Williams FW31 is not the easiest thing to drive. It's extremely hard, and these guys are doing really well. It's definitely probably one of the hardest cars on the iRacing service.
Oh yeah, that's why these guys that do it well are the cream of the crop. There's no doubt that these cars are extremely hard to set up. The McLaren Honda is going to be the next stepping stone for the evolution of these cars. So the use-by date, to be honest with you, is very much gone with these cars. There's only so much more that they can do with them. But no doubt all those who are involved, the F1 circles with the iRacing community, I really can't wait for the McLaren Honda to come out. But just like the real life car, it's riddled with problems, and it's probably a little bit back where it should be. But by saying that, it'll be out shortly.
Daniel Benefield, got a car off there. Paul Longaroon, he's still back on the track, but Daniel Benefield, he's just better go a lap down. So from starting on the pole, he's had a few incidents, and yep, Daniel is now a lap down. So he's gone from pole to 12th, a lap down. So unless he doesn't get a safety car from here on in, he'll be a lap down. And Dylan O'Brien again has still not put a foot wrong all race.
And he hasn't overdriven the car, Dean O'Brien, and hasn't pitted. If he hasn't needed to pit, he hasn't pitted. So his tyres are fairly old now. Jake Blackwell's just recovered quite well, but 13th. Yeah, he's a lap down as well. So obviously problems happen there. Marty Carroll will be absolutely wrapped with this. This effort here, 103.1, up into second place. This is from 12th place on the grid, so up 10 positions. So he'll be super pumped with the Premier Series race happening tonight. His confidence will be sky high. Aaron Lee, he should be happy with up to third from 5th on the grid as well after his problems with Daniel Benefield early days. We've got Mansarella now to 4th with Scotty Newton and Ben Smith. So this is where the battle is right now for 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, Anthony, he just needs to keep his eyes forward again, not blink, just don't worry. He probably knows that Scotty Newton and Ben Smith are a bit quicker than him, but Anthony's so slept. He'll keep his eyes forward, and he won't let him go easy. Oh, that's very close.
Aaron Lee in front's had a bingle as well, so he's already used his free toes as well.
So I would say this is the race done for Aaron, which is a shame. He was running extremely well. He really hasn't made that many mistakes, and he was running confident P3. But that moves Anthony Mansarella up into P3. So this battle's gone from 4th, 5th, and 6th to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So Aaron brings it into the pits and probably will be retiring that car.
Well, they get the one fast repair. We know Mansarella's used his. We know that Scotty Newton's used his. We know that Ben Smith's used his. Yeah, Dean O'Brien, I don't think he has. So we're going to see some. Anytime these guys make a mistake, as Steve Downs just exactly
Dean
that.
O'Brien in the pits. Our race leader is in the. So interesting call by Dean there. So it will be interesting to see what Marty Carroll reacts to this, because he does not pit. Yeah, he's. This could be close in the exit. No, Marty Carroll's staying out. I don't know why they're pitting.
So tyres, and the tyre degradation might be higher than what we're thinking. So tyres look like a bit of a splash of fuel there for O'Brien as well. So down into second place at the moment, Scotty Newton and Smith now charging hard, but the advantage now that O'Brien will have with those tyres, Mansarella down into 5th place, but even that, he'd be stoked with that result thus far. But like I said, these guys are all hanging on now. There's no more quick repairs for these guys. O'Brien, be interested to see how his lap times are going to be in comparison here with the new rubber. And with Marty Carroll, does he need to pit at all? Like, Marty's a very wily fella. He'll know his numbers and what he's going to drive to. And let's just see if he can make it without having to change fuel.
Well, there's only about 12 laps to go, so it's very interesting strategy call by Dean O'Brien there. So we'll see. I don't think Marty will pit. We'll see as he come around the last corner. Doesn't look like. Yes, he is. He's coming in. He's bringing the pits. So the tyre degradation must be pretty bigger than what he was expected.
Well, the lap times for Marty haven't really dropped off that significantly. His quickest lap time was actually on lap 25 or 102.9. His last lap of 3:03.131 and 3:8. I'm not sure it's the tyres or whether it's just they need a little splash and dash for fuel, but it really is opening up the race big time here for those that are chasing behind. So Dean O'Brien in a very controlling position now. And that's also got Scotty Newton up into 2nd place. So Newton through to 2nd, Ben Smith, who's made I was going to say something probably inappropriate, he's made a lot of mistakes. And Mansarella now up into 4th place, but watching Marty Carroll with that new rubber, I would imagine he'll get onto the back of Mansarella pretty quickly.
I'm watching Scotty Newton and Ben Smith, and they are absolutely flying. They've just set their fastest lap of the race, both of them. So they're Scott Newton did a 101.991, and Ben Smith even bettered that and did a 101.684. So these guys absolutely flying.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see Dean O'Brien's first time across the line, a 2.6. So O'Brien's first time on the fresh rubber. So he's
caution's out. Caution is out yet. Nathan Groudon has stopped on the track. I'm not 100% sure. So this is just thrown. So, I'm watching a replay at the moment, and it just sort of looked to me that his wheels failed or something. I'm not. Oh no, he's just overcorrected. Sorry, he's just overcorrected straight in the wall. I'm not sure why he couldn't have got going there. It doesn't look like. I'm not 100% why that happened.
So really, this is Scotty Newton and Ben Smith have really made a significant gain here. I don't reckon they would have got to Dean O'Brien over those last 10 laps we've got left. So O'Brien's got the newer rubber, so that's got to be one advantage. But Smith and Newton really got the bit between the teeth here, and I can't see them just laying back and letting O'Brien in for an easy win here. They'll be attacking from very early on, and be very interested to watch Dylan Shepherd on this next restart from 7th place. He's got AJB and Marty Carroll and Anthony Mansarella in front of him. I'd be asking if you're in contact with race control there, what are the rulings? Because Shepherd seems to be jumping very early, but he seems to be jumping at the right time on that safety line.
And I'm just coming back. Dean O'Brien would be wanting this caution to be going as long as possible, because the race is time set to 50 minutes, and we are up to the 43rd minute mark. So I don't think we're going to get these last 10 laps in. So this is going to be a time certain race at the moment. So Dean O'Brien has just got to hold on to his dear life for a couple of minutes, for a couple of laps, to get this win. Scotty Newton and Ben Smith are going to be charging as hard as they can to try and get this win, and Dean O'Brien's just got to try and I don't know what Dean O'Brien's seems like he's upset about something. Daniel Benefield back on the lead lap now, so he's back into P11. So this is going to be very interesting restart here. This will be a final restart leading to our last couple of laps.
Yeah, I don't think Benefield's going to scare too many though if he doesn't get the opportunity to get that front wing repaired. His lap times have generally been fairly off because of that slight damage. But like you said, with the 50 minutes, it's the safety car's lights are still on, so nothing's going to be changing here. But be interesting to see if the boys know about this 50-minute rule, or they're aiming for the 42 laps. Because if it is a 50-minute rule, I can't see any reason why they would have pitted.
No. Now, I'm just having flashbacks of Montreal with Ben Smith in the lead, because I don't think we're going to get that many running laps in. My guess is we're about 2 or 3 running laps in, if that. So this is going to be an important restart. I think whoever leads the field coming out of the first green lap will win the race, unless they don't make a mistake.
And Dylan Shepherd's suggesting that he's pitting in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Danny Benefield's in the pit, so he would be. See if he fixes that wing. Just having a look at his car when he
putting new tyres on.
I don't think it's all. He's gonna. Yes, he's gonna. So this will be interesting now, because Daniel, he's no slouch either. He's, as we've seen, he put on the pole. So this is going to be a very interesting race. So we've got 5 minutes to go in the race. So the lights are out the safety car. We're going to get about 4 to 5 green lap races in. Green laps in.
So how many time have you got left? I got my clock. It's saying about 6.5 minutes. So if they're running at 1 minute laps, it's probably 5-6 laps maybe. But just trying to think where Benefield's come out here. He's at the tail of the field, but in front of him he's got some guys who have been lapped down. So it'd be interesting to see how hard he wants to race here, and whether he's willing to risk a possible top 10 position, or we're going to have a look at Dean O'Brien in the standings as well. I thought he didn't race.
There's been it's been massive contact.
Who's that?
Who was? I think that was Paul Longer. I mean, he's absolutely hammered. Who was that? Was that?
What has happened there?
That was very. AJ Bear's just been an innocent bystander. That was very silly. Very silly move by Paul there. So,
that's crazy driving.
And speaking of crazy driving, as we saw Daniel Benefield in the early restart, I think Daniel should just stay put. And more act again under safety car. What is going on?
Blackall's been taken out as well.
Who's that?
Jake Blackall. And what's happened here? Well, he's got to reposition himself as to where he was before.
He's got damage too.
And he's got a lot of damage to the rear wing.
We're going to have to change our focus back to Dan O'Brien for this restart, this final restart. We've got 3 minutes to go. I think we'll get 3-4 laps in, so here we go. The green flag should be coming out right about now. And green flag is out. And they're accelerating. I'm sure Dean will be going very defensive these couple laps. He's just got to hang on for dear life. And Scotty Newton's on the outside. And Dean O'Brien's going to... Ben Smith.
Open up the door here for Ben Smith. So into Druids, Ben Smith, if he can get this to stick.
This could open the door to Marty Carroll. Marty Carroll could effectively win this race.
Ben Smith has done an awesome move around the outside of Scotty Newton there at Graham Hill Bend. So as they go down the straight here at Cooper Straight into Surtees, I'm going to say advantage Ben Smith here. There's another car off in the background. I think that's Anthony Mansorella. It is. He's had a great drive up until then.
Ben Smith around the outside. No, he's not. This is on for young. They've both got fresh tyres. Ben Smith. He's gone wide.
He's lost it. No.
Who's that? Scott Newton's around. Scott Newton's around as well. As I said, Martin Carroll is now in P2. I said if anything happens, Martin Carroll could effectively win this race. Martin Carroll is up into P2. This is just Daniel Benefield is in P3. What is going on here? This is Daniel Benefield could get. This is. I'm speechless.
Benefield can still win this. Don't discount Daniel Benefield. He can still win this race, no doubt about that now. All the doors have opened up for him. We've had Blackall have problems with Dylan Shepherd. Anthony Mansorella's had problems. We've had Ben Smith have problems. We've had everybody else had problems. Benefield is on a charge here. We know Marty Carroll's having a great race. He's not going to fight too hard with Benefield here, I wouldn't think. Daniel Benefield's racing himself to a championship here.
Dan O'Brien will be just hoping that Marty Carroll and Benefield just battle it out a little bit, just get that gap. as we've got 1 minute to go in the session, so I think we'll get 2 more laps in. So this is just blown out of the water. This race has lived up and bettered the first round. I didn't think we could top the first round anymore, but wow, this is just blown everything out of the water. I think Daniel just needs to take it calm, make no mistakes, because he has a championship on the line. These guys in front don't really have a championship. Marty Carroll, he was up in the points, but as Dean O'Brien, I don't think he was there for the first round. I could be wrong. So this is, and Brett Wilson, P4, he's up 10 positions. So David Pegler up 11 positions.
David Pegler from 16th on the grid.
Here we got Benfield. Is he going to make a move down? Oh, he's got his nose up there. Oh, very close, and he's just got out. Marty Carroll held himself around the outside. This is what Dean O'Brien needs. I don't think Benfield's going to get him now. I think Benfield just needs to calm himself down and just race and just settle for a podium position here. He doesn't need to wreck the car at all. And he has a look.
I don't even know if he needs to make a move. Let's not forget he's the winner of race 1 and a podium position here, P3 at the start of the race. Considering that he's
got the move done to turn 1 on Marty Carroll.
Well, let's not forget the guy who came second, Mitch McLeod, not racing top. Marcelo Rivera came third, not racing top. His teammate Scotty Newton's having some problems, we know. So really, Benefield could just stick it in second place and be very confident going into the last round.
And who would have thought at the start of the race that Dean O'Brien has gone over the laps time, so I would say we're getting the white flag this time by. Interesting to see what the gap is at the moment. I don't think Benefield is going to get him.
We've got Scotty Newton in the pits again too, so that would be race over for Newton. And,
what has happened there?
So second, third, and fourth from second, third, fourth, and fifth from Montreal race round 1 have had absolute nightmares.
Scott Newton has had an incident of David Pegler. Oh, it looks. I think David Pegler's just checked up a little bit for the car in front because he didn't want to make the move, and Scott Newton wasn't expecting that. And it's just rammed up his gearbox. So that's race done for Scotty Newton. Still not seeing a white flag. So
no, I've got just 10 seconds to go in the session now. So the white flag still might come out this lap. Dylan Shepherd's gone that lap down now. So 2 seconds, 1 second times up.
So Dean O'Brien, sorry, has got a 2.5 second lead. Dean O'Brien would just be praying for this white flag at the moment. And that was the last lap. Dean O'Brien has taken the round 2 of the Australian Grand Prix series. Who would have thought that was wow? That was. I'm speechless after that race. That was amazing. Well done to all the drivers there. That was not only, and then.
Hang on, there's issues back here. Andrew Gaines has done a late dive here. Didn't need to do that. Andrew's actually just driven into the back of Brett.
Brett Wilson has been unlucky.
And these guys were racing for 4th and 5th.
Wow.
Wow, that's really unfortunate. But anyway, we will go to results. Good job on keeping that quiet. Well done to you. Results for round 2 of the Australian Formula 1 GP Championship with Redback Racing TV and Apex Racing Academy. Dean O'Brien, driver of the day, if you ask me, did not make a mistake from 4th on the grid. Had a good win, just at 1.5 seconds up from Daniel Benefield, who had all sorts of issues. A lot of it from his own. Marty Carroll, fantastic job again for him. Just got to keep these guys quiet. Holy heck, that's better. Marty Carroll with 3rd place, 6 seconds down the road, drove at a very controlled pace. AJ Bear, congratulations to him from 11th on the grid to 4th. Andrew Gaines, bit of incident there on the last turn. There might need to be looked at, I would think. There might be a after race penalty there. Ben Smith had all sorts of dramas in 6th place. Dave Pegley, he'll be stoked with that. From 16th to 7th, Anthony Mansarella had his ups and downs. In 8th, Brett Wilson, Steve Jansen, Jake Blackwell, Dylan Shepherd, all the one lap down. Lesu, issues. Hender did a good job. Scotty Newton, we saw him at the end. So yeah, a good race and some real good excitement throughout. But yeah, I imagine that Gaines might have a after race penalty there.
Yeah, I'd say Matthew and Trent will be looking very closely at that. In my opinion, that would be a 10 place grid place penalty per round 3. And I'm just going to change my attention to Ben Smith. He pipped David Pegler at the line by 1/1000th of a second to get position 6. That was wow. He got by millimetre, if that.
That was a race full of mistakes, unfortunately, for the car 94 car there. And like I said, it's only 3 rounds this season. Next season, you're going to see guys like Smith up there regularly with more seat time. And yeah, one step at a time. But today, I do reckon that Mr. Benefield has probably got a long way towards sealing this little mini championship.
Well, yeah, this is only a test season, really, and when next season we have a season-long championship and bigger prizes and money up for grabs, we'll be in the new car hopefully by the looks of it. So it'll be even more interesting in the new McLaren. So as Dan O'Brien has done some celebration donuts. So what's your opinion of drive of the day?
Oh, it's a no-brainer. Dean O'Brien didn't make a mistake, didn't he? He won the race, and I don't just give it because he won the race, but we've been calling it. He who makes the less mistakes wins. And himself and Marty Carroll did a great job, and they deserve to be exactly the positions they are, and no doubt both will be very happy.
Yeah, I couldn't look on anyone else than Dean O'Brien. As you said, didn't lay a foot long those every 40 laps. So it was scheduled to be a 42-lap race, but with the safety cars, we only got 40 laps in. So looks like we got Daniel Benefield ready for an interview. So he finished P2, our championship leader. So might bring him up and into the RRTV commentary booth. And welcome, Daniel. What was your opinion on your race today?
I know why I hate Brands Hatch. Yeah, I mean, the racing was crazy to start off with. I mean, I'm glad we're not going there next season, that's for sure. And from there, obviously I had front wing damage down the back. Then that last safety car came out, and two races from two races. That the last safety cars saved my insert word here.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of action out in the pack there. And unlucky, so yeah, had a good comeback there after that safety car. What's your opinion going into Suzuka regarding the championship, as you are our championship leader for the Australian Grand Prix series?
Proper F1 track, yay! No, I love Suzuka. It's as I said, after Montreal, it's one of the favourite tracks on the service, I should say, for this car. So looking forward to it, and yeah, really looking forward to the next what 6 weeks away now. So I've got to wait another 6 weeks for that to happen, don't I?
Yeah, mate. So P2 today, well done. Any sponsors or anyone you want to thank?
Apex Racing Academy, as usual. Simputers.co.uk, Sim Steering, Leo Bodnar, GT Omega Racing, and I've probably missed one that Scotty will probably get later.
Thank you very much, Daniel, and good race today. Daniel Benefield, everyone. P2 today in round 2 of the Australian Grand Prix series. Got Matthew Matthew Wilk. Oh no, he's just mid-marathon, so Matthew's not there. I'll take that back. What about... Oh no, Matthew's there. We'll bring the series runner, you could say, of the series, Matthew Wilkins. Welcome to the RRTV commentary box. Matthew did basically run the series, the Australian Grand Prix series, and also was in the stewards box with Trent Thomas, who's just popped in. We're bringing him up. Get their race stewards' opinion on today's race.
Scary. That's the first word I would say for generally the race as a whole. It was interesting. Not many drivers were having crashes, instances with other cars. They just seem to do it themselves. So that's good from a race stewarding point of view, but I don't have to look into too many dramas with drivers hitting other drivers for that regard. But scary that quite a lot of drivers were struggling to get the car around consistently. But things we had to do during the race, our safety cars on lap 6, 11, and I have forgotten what lap the final one was called, but the three in total were all necessary. Drivers of all cars, I think, were stuck in walls and had quite a lot of damage, but Daniel Benefield did get his drive through on lap 9 for contact with a car after the racing was resumed after the safety car. That was the only drive through we gave. We'll be looking into the instances of Sean Watts escaping from the car without telling race control, and Dylan Shepherd making contact with Jake Blackhall under yellow flag conditions. So overall, from a race stewarding point of view, scary, but great to see that a lot of cars were out there circulating, just quietly moving up the leaderboard, and some interesting results.
Just going back to your post-race views, is there going to be an inquiry into the incident with Andrew Gaines and Brett Wilson coming to the last corner?
I have already looked at that very briefly, and my first impression of it is no, there will be no penalty given to Andrew, because it was kind of a situation where Brett was like, oh, I'm going to brake here. No, Andrew, I'll brake here. Oh, wait, I've broken here. Oh, we've had a crash. It's just, it was all a bit racy, and it wasn't like there was a gap for Andrew to go up, and then all of a sudden the door just closed with Brett. So I've looked at that very briefly, and I'm saying at this stage no.
Thank you. As you're the runner of the series, what's your plans for Suzuka, and anyone you would like to thank regarding sponsors and anything you want to give a shout out to?
Plans for Suzuka is to have the qualifying we had before the race today to determine the grid, the final grid, to be raced to be qualified on Saturday, and that will be broadcasted by Bernie Scott and Brenton again, I believe, on the Saturday at the same time as the race beginning at about 4:30. So looking forward to that, and Suzuka's more of a track where these cars can kind of let loose, so fingers crossed we'll get some really good battles there. I want to thank Apex Racing Academy and Alex Simpson for the deal that he has got with this series. If any driver from this series signs up to the Apex Academy, even if they're in a team, just for a little bit of help with the F1 and general help with some other cars, some profits will come to AGPS to help with some running costs and just general costs towards the series. But and it's also great for the drivers to get something out of it, especially for the driver that wins the series will be placed into the Australian Apex racing team, which is kind of a huge honour to be in that team under some very big names there at Apex. And I'd also like to thank Fnatic for our partnership there. Some drivers can get some really good deals on some Fnatic gear if they go over to our forum. Other than that, thanks to the broadcast as well for running it. You guys do a great job every race, and I hope this continues in the future.
Yeah, our pleasure, mate. we'll see you in Suzuka. Thanks for doing all you do behind the scenes, running this great series and how much you put into it. So thank you for that. And might bring up Marty Carroll, and then we should. Or do we wrap it up now, Bernie? You choose.
Now let's have a chat with Marty Carroll. He had a great race out there, so he definitely deserves a bit of an interview.
Yeah, so
welcome, Mr. Martin Carroll, to the RRTV commentary box. Very good race by you today. Looks pretty crazy out there. What was your opinions on the race today? Finishing P3 on the podium.
oh mate, I'm ecstatic. That was a fantastic result. Congratulations to Dean O'Brien. It was good to see one of the other V8 heads coming over, and plenty of open wheel experience he's got, and come out there and take it to the academy boys there. But well done to him and Daniel. But yeah, the race itself, I was a bit too laxed in Q2. I thought, oh no, I'm right to get through to Q3, and I got bumped with a minute to go. So I started outside the top 10. Got a great start, got up to P9 there, and had some awesome racing with a couple of the ERA boys and Dylan Shepherd there. So it was good fun, and got held up by a little bit of an incident there, lap 5, and then that caused the first caution, and got another good start on that, and my race just sort of went to plan. It was gifted to me after the last restart there. Ben Smith was battling, having a good race, and then was battling Dean O'Brien there through the back section of the track, and ran out onto the grass. And as he turned in front of me, I was like, couldn't see anything with the smoke, so I just closed my eyes and held it flat. Went through that, and then Scotty Newton unfortunately gave it a bit too much jandle on the cold tyres on the restart coming out of the next quarter. So yeah, I inherited P2, couldn't hold off Daniel unfortunately. It's just a little bit too quick for me, young fella, but no, happy to be on the podium.
Mate, you did a very good job today, and P3, you'd be stoked with that. It looks like the restarts, I'm glad I wasn't out there today, because they looked absolutely crazy, especially the cold tyres. What was your opinion on the tyres today? Because I noticed when you pitted, didn't think you were going to pit with about 10 laps to go, or 12 laps to go, sorry, when Dean pitted. So what was your choice to pit when you saw Dean come to the pits?
I thought, you beauty, I'll stay out and lead a lap, for showtime. No, Dean come in, and I still had about 5 laps of fuel left, so I wasn't going to make it unless there was another caution. And it wasn't until actually that lap that actually the car just got too light for me, and I had a little moment. So I thought, might as well now cover off Dean, try as best I can, and then the following lap as I come out of pit lane, I had AJ Bear with me in TeamSpeak, working with him today, and he had a great result in P4, but he was ready to come in that lap after me, but the caution come out, so it was it worked well for me and it didn't work well for me.
Yeah, anyone you would like to thank, because I'm sure you want to go, because Premier Series is closing in, so any you'd like to thank your sponsors, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, big shout out to Sean Cole and the Sim Pit. Make sure you go and check him out there on YouTube, and no, it's awesome, so always appreciate your support. So
thanks, mate, and you're going to be at Suzuka in about 6 weeks, I think it is?
Yep, well, I'm going to be there in about 6 minutes, Premier Series.
No worries, mate, we'll see you then, and best of luck then.
Awesome, thank you again. Thanks, Bernie, Scotty, awesome job.
Marty Carroll there from SDC Motorsports P3. So Bernie, wow, what a race. Definitely living up to the name. Didn't think we could top round 1, but I think this is just blowing this series out of the water. Definitely one of the most exciting series out there, I think, especially for the F1.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was that race had everything in it, and heaps of drama, a lot of action for the viewers out there, and it was a pleasure to broadcast it. And I think I'm really looking forward to seeing a full season of this next next year, and I think it's going to be very popular amongst the open wheeler drivers out there. So folks, it's we better wrap this up because, as Scott said, the Premier Series is beckoning, and so is the SEK Queensland GT Series tonight. So if you're into GT racing, we will be back tonight at 7:15 p.m. to broadcast a 2-hour 45-minute enduro, and I'm sure that's going to be exciting. But I'd also like to put out a very special thanks to Brenton O'Brien and Scott Connors today for commentating this race. It's great to have both of you there, and you did a great job.
Yeah, thank you, and best of luck to the drivers in both Premier Series and the SEK GT Series. Where's that at tonight? Donington?
Yeah, they're running at Donington tonight, so I've got to get on that Learjet and start making my way over there. Not too far, but you need to travel in style. And Premier Series is off to Japan, so are you going to be running in the Premier Series?
No, it won't be this week. What's the way you're flying in? Private jet?
Yeah, mate, private jet, caviar, champagne, you know how it is.
Living the dream?
Yeah, living the dream, mate. Anyway, folks, on that note, let's wrap up this broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in to RRTV. If you liked this video, press the like button. If you don't like it, just leave a comment as to how we could improve this, and tell your friends and family, because we are really trying to spread the word of this small broadcast team. So, on behalf of Brenton O'Brien and Scott Connors, I'm Bernie Weemers, and thank you for watching RRTV.